All right, we're gonna make some orange paint. We have our two colors that are gonna help us make orange, yellow, and red. We're gonna start with the lightest color first, which is yellow. So I'm gonna dip my brush and pick up some yellow, make sure it's not dripping. Come over to my paper, starting at the top. I'm gonna go back and forth. Looks like I'm running out of yellow. Pick up some more. You see how I'm moving my brush all the way across the paper. Getting more paint as needed. I have to kind of work a little bit quickly so my paint doesn't dry. Now we're gonna mix this orange right on our paper. I have a little bit of red here. Red's gonna help us. Now red is a very strong color, so you need just a little bit. Look how much that is. That's hardly any red paint on there. I'm going to use my little helper finger down here to hold my paper still, and I'm going to start mixing that red right into my yellow paint. I'm going sideways, up and down, moving my paintbrush. If it seems to be getting dry, I can go ahead and dip my brush back in my yellow and pick up some more paint and help it smooth out. Try to get all the way to the edges. And I really like having these brush strokes, so I'm going to leave them. This looks great. If I wanted a little darker, I could add more red. If I add too much red, it's going to be red and not orange, so don't add too much red. This looks great. I think I'm gonna stop right there, get this on the drying rack, and let it dry. Now that we made orange, let's talk about green. We need yellow and blue to make our green. We talked about that. And we're gonna start with the lighter color first. So we will do yellow. We're gonna do the same thing we did for our orange. Picking up our yellow, moving it around the paper, going to the edges, working kind of quickly. Now we're getting just a wee bit of blue. Hardly any blue, it's hard to see, but there's just barely a little bit. And I'm gonna go back and forth, up and down, blending that little bit of blue with the yellow on my paint. Maybe I need to get some more yellow. If it's not blending, add some more yellow. This is a very light green. If I wanted it to be darker, what would I add? That's right, more blue. More blue will make it darker. Keep blending, blending. There we go. We have green made with yellow, and we're going to make our pumpkin. Our paper's dry. If it's like curled up, you can just fold your edges back a little bit. We got our oil pastel. I want you to find the top of your paper, find the center and come down just a little bit and draw a dot. And let's do one at the bottom. Find the center, bottom, and come up a little bit. I'm probably like 3 finger spaces up. We're gonna now create the sections of our pumpkin using curved lines. These curved lines are gonna help us show something called form. So I do a little air drawing. When I'm ready, go slow, coming down and back in to meet with the bottom. I'm gonna do the other side, air draw. Take your time. Now the next section is gonna come up from the dot, out and around, and back down. And we'll do the other side. No more room left, so I'm done with the pumpkin fur. I painted green paper, and I'm going to need to get a little leaf for my pumpkin and a stem. So kind of eyeball. I wouldn't want to make my stem this big. I probably want to have it about that big. Do you see how probably 3 finger spaces. And I'm going to do a little curved line because I don't want just a plain old flat one. And then if I want, I can add some texture in my stem. And now I need my leaf. I can even make a couple leaves. Maybe I want a bumpy leaf. Now it's time to cut everything out. Now we have our leaves cut out, our stem, our pumpkin. We're gonna make a moonlit sky. What kind of moon do you want? Do you want a crescent moon? If you want a crescent moon, start with the C, bring it in, and then you can give it a little bit of color on the inside. If you want a full moon, just do a complete circle. And you can put some stars, some medium ones, some tiny ones, some big ones. Do you want to do a star shape? Don't line them all up on your paper, spread them out. Once you're done, you're going to take one finger and just blend that chalk. You can even go a little bit out now. It looks like it's nice and hazy. We'll go ahead and do that for all our stars. You want to even couple broken line dashes around some of these stars. You can do that too. See how that looks blended. Wonderful. Now we get to arrange our pumpkin. Do we want a leaf overlapping our pumpkin? Do we want our stem on top or behind? Maybe we want a couple leaves on the ground. When you have a good arrangement, we'll go ahead and glue everything down. Just add some vines. We're thinking about what kind of line will we use? Probably like a wavy, curly. Maybe I want to get some dark green in there too. Because we're in our pumpkin patch. And we can just lightly blend with one finger following that line for our moonlit pumpkin.